The argument for buying a budget flagship is more about common sense than anything. You're getting all the power of the best phone money can buy without having to lose an arm and a leg in the process of paying for it. In that sense, OnePlus has been king. The company has taken the US by storm with their most recent launches, and the OnePlus 7T marked a more aggressive approach where a lot of the fluff of the 7 was removed in order to shave the price. Thing is, that doesn't change the fact that OnePlus is a relatively new brand when compared to more established players that start playing with their prices once the product reaches a deflection point. Such is the case of the Galaxy S10 Plus, which can sometimes be found for just $130 more. Yes, there are more than 6 months in between these two phone launches, and yet I know a lot of people who would prefer to choose a brand over specs and price when the difference is so insignificant. The only question left is which phone is truly a better buy. I'm Jaime Rivera with Pocket Now, and this is OnePlus 7T versus Galaxy S10 Plus, sponsored by Wix. Click the link below to create your own professional website. When I started preparing for this comparison, I began feeling that this was just unfair. OnePlus has always won in past comparisons because it was really hard to justify the price of the Galaxy when the similarities were so close, and then it became one of the main reasons why this video is so important, as the price barrier is no longer an issue. Both devices are made of shiny aluminum in the borders and both of glass, though Samsung has a bit more of an edge with the Gorilla Glass 6 versus 5 on the 7T. You'd say that the 7T has a better approach to the glass with its matte finish to avoid fingerprints, but that depends on the color that you pick for the Galaxy, as the white finish does a good job as well. As for dimensions, the 7T is 3mm taller, slightly wider, and also a hefty 15 grams heavier than the Galaxy, which is only slightly thicker. OnePlus does a really good job in weight distribution, but it doesn't really take long for you to admire how light the Galaxy S10 Plus feels when you consider its size. Each has its quirks and conveniences, like for example the 7T has a great mute slider, but you'll hate that donut shape of the camera hump on the table. The Galaxy on the other hand is nearly flush at the back when you place it, but that Bixby button is such a waste of good functionality. Internals and features are rather interesting to compare. See, the 7T has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus versus the standard 855 on the Galaxy. Both devices have the same amount of RAM and start at the same amount of storage. The 7T wins in having faster UFS 3.0 storage, but only the Galaxy gives you expandable storage. And then OnePlus offers a faster charging option, but things start tipping towards the Galaxy with reverse wireless charging, a slightly larger battery, a more modern Wi-Fi standard, an IP rating, where the 7T is just considered splash-proof. And then jumping this comparison towards the displays, this is another spot where the results might look tight, but Samsung actually reigns supreme. I mean, sure, both displays are OLED and the 7T has a slightly larger and taller panel with a 90Hz refresh rate, bringing some smooth operation, but it's not like if all apps take advantage of it and then the screen takes a hit in the brightness department. And even if numerically the Galaxy has a smaller display, it's more of a play of numbers with the aspect ratio because really the surface area is the same. Actually, the Galaxy has more screen-to-body ratio when you consider the smaller bezels, and then you also have significantly more pixel density with Quad HD Plus versus Full HD Plus. Now, Notch versus Infinity O brings the same interruption on my book, so you'll have to pick your poison. But if I had to pick a favorite, I'd give this one to Samsung given its awesome brightness and color reproduction. Really, the only thing that I prefer from the 7T is that the display is not curved, making it easier to handle without the need for palm rejection. Though also more prone to micro scratches when compared to the latter. Really, I wouldn't call a winner when it comes to content consumption if we were to compare speakers, as both devices have loud and crisp dual firing modules. Heavier. If you're wondering why, it's most likely got to do with the stainless steel. Really, where the Galaxy wins this one is because it includes a headphone jack, and a rather powerful DAC to complement it tuned by AKG. I don't know about you, but I'm giving the hardware battle to the Galaxy S10 Plus, even with its age. The battle gets super interesting when you compare software. I'm usually willing to put up with One UI given all the added benefits it has when compared to stock Android, but what happens when you nearly have a stock Android phone with added benefits? See, aesthetically, I do prefer One UI for its use of color and iconography, but I can't praise its efforts for improving one-handed use by throwing elements to the bottom because OnePlus has been doing it with folders for years. Both have dark modes, both have options to control the user interface with gestures and buttons, but OnePlus allows you to get the more logical new Android 10 navigation gestures because, Right. That's the other problem. See, the OnePlus 7T launches with Google's latest version of Android out of the box, while the Galaxy S10 Plus is still stuck on Android 9. And I get it, Samsung has a ton of added perks that I actually enjoy using, like the swipe menu from the side for shortcuts, or features like Secure Folder to keep certain things private. Sure, all these additions require more work from Samsung engineers, but the only way that makes sense is when you don't have OnePlus engineers making them look bad. See, the OnePlus 7T has reading mode, gaming mode, screen off gestures, options to lock applications with your fingerprint, dual messenger apps, heck, we even have a Zen mode. If OnePlus can give us the latest version of Android relatively on time, I mean, Samsung really has no excuse. And then there's the case for usability, where all this bloat at times makes the Samsung UI bogged down, where the 7T is crazy smooth and fluid no matter what services you launch. See, when it comes to software, I'm really giving this one to OnePlus. Now, in the key day-to-day elements, I'd call the experience more of a tie. I mean, in the past, I would praise OnePlus devices for making any Galaxy look bad with battery life, but this time that's not the case. I mean, I end the day pretty much the same on both the OnePlus 7T or the Galaxy S10 Plus. Both devices also offer a non-secure face-to-unlock feature, along with an on-display fingerprint scanner, though Samsung's ultrasonic option isn't really my favorite from a speed perspective, but it has proven to be more secure than the optical option on the 7T. And then I'd say that phone calls tie as an experience, as I honestly find the experience similar on both. Tiebreakers are really hard to find here, and really the only one that I could consider is on a separate topic from our sponsor, as building your own professional website with Wix is significantly better versus other services. Wix has all the tools in one place for you to create a professional-looking website without the need to code or pay hundreds of dollars for design. It also has a powerful, intuitive, and free tool that will help you improve your search engine ranking, Wix SEO Wiz. The Wiz is your magical personal assistant when it comes to SEO, and it will guide you every step of the way. With the Wix editor, you can create your homepage as simply as dragging and dropping things into place. Text, images, graphics, layouts, everything you need is there for you to drag them around until you're satisfied with the end result. And you will be. Click the link below to create your own professional website. But fine, as for the tiebreaker between devices, let's talk cameras. In the past, it was easy for Samsung to win, but it's hard to deny how close this portion of the comparison has become. Versatility is available on both options thanks to 3 focal lengths on each primary camera. There are significant differences in pixel amount on the primaries, but then things are matched when you do the math of pixel binning on the OnePlus 7T, and then the telephoto on both is nearly the same, and it's really only in the ultra-wide where Samsung has a broader field of view. Both devices during the day shine with dynamic range, color, and contrast, with just the extra field of view of the Galaxy, though a tad less distortion from the 7T. And yes, neither will retain the same color profile when you switch between lenses. Low light was rather interesting. See, at dusk, both phones struggle with moving subjects, leaving odd splashes of light when plants shake around, and with neither giving you the option to address it, even if the Galaxy did a better job than the 7T. Thing is, when you went pitch dark, the 7T was able to pull less grain from the sky than the Galaxy, though honestly, neither phone is my favorite in this department, but I never expected the 7T to win it. Both devices pull out some great selfie portraits, and even standard portraits, though only the Galaxy gives you the option to edit the photos and effects after the fact. Really, the department where the Galaxy wins by a long shot is in video. Stabilization during 4K is nearly the same, and so are most camera capabilities, but color reproduction is far more accurate on the Galaxy S10 Plus, with the 7T doing some insane added saturation to what the scene really looked like at the moment. And then only the Galaxy offers the option to switch between camera lenses during video recording, with the 7T forcing you to stop and start again. And then if this were a selfie camera contest, there's nowhere to argue. Only the Galaxy can do 4K at 30 with the selfie camera, even if you do notice some horrible rolling shutter, with the 7T remaining locked at 1080p, even while offering more pixel density from its camera. To conclude, isn't it interesting when one of the easiest comparisons that I've ever done each year takes a turn to become tight and complicated? The Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus owns hardware, the OnePlus 7T owns software. The experience is kind of tied, and it's really only until we reach the camera section that Samsung has an edge over the 7T. Usually by now I'd say that it comes down to the price, but given the massive discounts of the Galaxy S10 Plus, you can't really say that anymore. At a meager $130 difference for the dual SIM module, or $100 if you're able to find deals on the single SIM, it truly is important to ponder if having a headphone jack, reverse wireless charging, a better display, and better cameras is worth the premium. See, I never thought that I'd give this one to Samsung, and especially at a time when I've explicitly said that the OnePlus 7T is my favorite OnePlus ever. If software is more important to you than anything, then I'd go for the 7T, but if hardware and the camera is what you're looking for most, then I'd give a chance to the Galaxy S10 Plus. Though again, just keep in mind, only if you're able to secure the price discounts. But what about you? Let us know which one would you pick in the comments down below, and while you're at it, follow us on social media, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow me on my personal handles to see me play around with these phones. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.